Hi everybody, it's Suzy S. Today is going to be a bit of a special video because today when you see this video, hopefully it's a Earth Hour, so it's 24th of March, and Earth Hour is a day when people are encouraged to turn off their lights, so like artificial lighting, for at least an hour. It's to raise awareness on climate change and our impact on the planet and our impact on the climate change. And so in today's video, I'm gonna share with you a few things that you could do in your day-to-day life. It's not gonna be like super massive, because you don't have to be like drive an electric car or like be like live in a super remote place on the countryside. But it's those little things that you can do in your day-to-day life to help the planet. The first thing I'm going to say to you today, because it's actually I was planning on filming this video outside in the Walthamstow marshes because I thought it would be nice to film outside, but I forgot that I was living in England, that we were in March and that it's raining a lot. Like today, the Met Office, the probability for I think right now is like 90% of rain, so the probability is 90% of raining, so yeah. Bad idea. So I'm filming inside and it's cold, and so I've got tea, and to prepare a tea, actually what I've done and what's good for everyone to do is to use the cup to measure the exact amount of water you need and then put it in the kettle, because the less water you use, the better it is for the planet, but also for your kettle, because if you leave the water you don't use in the kettle, well, it's because of the lime scale, it's just you have to scale it more and more often, and the lime scale is not good for the kettle, it's not good for you, and if not good for the planet. It's just simply like that. Speaking of drinking, you probably saw in one of my videos, I hope you did, it's the 50th thing about, well, that video where I talk about me. It's if you drink a lot of water, and that you should really, at least 1.5 to 2 liters a day, use one of those reusable water bottles, and possibly with one of those filters here, like a Bubble or Brita and stuff. Because you probably know that, I hope you know, or if you don't, well, you'll know now, that we use way too much plastic on this planet, and that we should reduce our use of plastic. So by using a reusable bottle, you consume less plastic. Like for instance, because in London, for example, there's way too much lime scale in the tap water, and so which is not good for us in the end, and for your teeth as well. And so if you were to go to like Tesco, Sainsbury's and the likes and buy like I don't know, like the British brands, but it's like Evian, for instance, every time like 2 liters bottle, like for every day, it's gonna be like such a huge amount of plastic, and you can reuse like those bottles for like once, twice, maybe 3 times, but in the end you can't reuse that often. This you can like use it for pretty much forever, so that's better. Whilst I'm talking about plastic, a thing you should do with food, for instance, is to try and not buy cling film wrapped stuff, like like for some reason Tesco's, where I do my shopping, they do cling film wrap their cucumbers, even though some of vegetables like and also their broccolis, for instance, which is when you buy it at the market, it's not cling film. Why do they do that? I do not know, and it's not good for the planet. So try to reduce your use of plastic this way. Could do a thing. So like go to not the supermarket, to the market if you can. For example, if you live in North London and nearby where I live, for instance, Wood Green, there's one market there, and it's they're not wrapped in plastic, and it's cheap and it's good. We were talking about water earlier, but try and spend as less time as possible in the shower. For instance, if you live in Haringey, if you go on there, I'll put in the description below the link to where you can go for like not just Haringey but other council as well, if you live in London or like Cambridge. I know they do it as well. But they do offer, there's a limit of course, but they do offer for free little things like that. It's a hourglass thing. I don't know the English word for that, but I think it's hourglass. Yes, hourglass is just because it helps you keep track of the time you spend in the shower. This one is a 4-minute, because in 4 minutes, let's be honest, you've got time to like do a quick wash, hair wash, wash yourself properly, and rinse yourself. 4 minutes is way enough. Yeah, so use one of them things. They also on Haringey last time I've checked for my previous flat. I had some, it's like little plastic bags that you can put, depending on the style of toilet you've got, in the where the flush is, to reduce the amount of water used every time you flush. And there's stuff like, also for the shower, so you'll see in the link below. But yeah, try to reduce the time you spend in the shower. 4 minutes for a shower is way enough. When you go out of a room, turn off the lights. Like for instance, if you are in the kitchen and you had the light on, and then you go like to your room or like to the bathroom for more like 5-10 minutes, turn off the lights. Not only if you're like where we live right now, we are topping up the electricity, so it's the more you leave the electricity on, the faster the electricity goes, and the faster you have to top it up again. But if you're like with Eon, for instance, where in my previous that we had Eon, the more the lights were left on, the more you, the higher the bill is, and the worse it is for the planet. So try and turn off the lights pretty much every time you go out of the room. Speaking of electricity, try to remember to turn off, if you've got like such a tower computer, try to remember to turn off the screen of the computer, the monitor, because like I said, it consumes electricity and it's not good for your bill, but it's also not good for the planet, because it doesn't look like it, but standby mode do consume electricity. And if you were to do that all the time, you see it's a little change like over time. It's not going to be like, yeah, one day you'll see, if you've got like a smart meter, you'll see like the massive change. But the little helps over time for the planet. If you are well into the 21st century and you've got like a PS4, Xbox One and stuff like that, try not to put them too often on standby mode. Try not to let them go to standby mode. This one is a bit more for the Londoners, but for pretty much everyone actually, because if you live in London, I'm taking in London as an example because I live here, obviously. But seriously, you don't need a car in London. Why? If you've got a car, just get rid of it if you can. If you obviously don't, you need it for like to go to work, keep it. But try to take the public transport as much as you can, because it's it's better for you, it's better for the planet, and also because it's cost a bit less. And we have too many cars in London. It's the same in Paris. We've got too many cars. And London specifically is so polluted. So the less car there is, the better. Something we can all do is use second-hand books. Like for instance, this I both bought them on Amazon, but they're both second-hand books. Like for instance, this one is a book on Spanish, so it's like a dual language book. Anyhow, yes, but it's second-hand. It's very good quality still, but yes, like very good. And that one as well too is a bit dirty because I've had it for so long. But buying stuff second-hand, not only books, like clothes as well. It's a way of recycling basically, and it's good for the planet. I've probably mentioned already, recycle. It's basic, innit? Like recycle those books you're buying, or like if they're like too damaged to give away, just put them in the recycling bin. Thing though with recycling, that not everything is recyclable. I'll put the logos somewhere of the recycle triangle, but if there's that on the whatever packaging you have, that's recyclable. But do check with your console what can be recycled. For instance, also cling film isn't recyclable, aluminium foil is not recyclable as well. So do check with your console what you can recycle, but please do recycle. This one hurts a bit, but being vegan and being vegetarian is very helpful for the planet. Not only it's more kinder to towards animals, but is better for the planet basically, because one of the main causes of climate change is the I forgot the word for that. Is the cattle animals such as cows and the red meat basically. But it's something, if you do not want to be a vegetarian or be a vegan, try reduce your consumption of meat basically. So try to eat as less as possible red meats. Try to eat more white meat, because it's a bit better for the planet, and also it's a bit better for yourself, because if you eat a lot of red meat, it's not good for you. That's it for today's video special. I'm gonna call it my YouTube special, like those stand-up comedians call their Netflix special. I hope you liked it. I hope it's going to be very useful. Now how long have I been filming? 23 minutes. The video is not going to be 23 minutes, but I can't remember if I said already, but it's quite important to me, so that's why I've wanted to make this video for off-hour, because being eco-friendly is important to me, but also for the planet. So hopefully this video is going to help you do those, like I said, those little things. You don't have to go like a full-on crazy green person, but every little things, like something I forgot, Tesco shopping, try to have like a reusable bag, so stuff like that. And yeah, so if this video was helpful, do say in the comments, and if I haven't said stuff in this video, and if you're doing things yourself, do let me know. I'd like to know what you guys do to help the planet. And yeah, you know the usual. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, like it, like it, share it, and I'll see you soon. Bye.